What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me, Gundo?
Hey, loud and clear. I just got home from he went out, but loud and clear, man.
Okay, cool, man. To take your time. So, guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let's just see. There's a message here from Daniel. How you doing, Daniel? Big up to you too, man. Big up to you too. Okay, so this is the third episode of Football and Chill. Today we're going to talk about three players. We're going to talk about Julian Alvarez, who performed amazingly yesterday. Scored 6 goals. Scored 3 goals within about is it few minutes, and then during the first half of his team's game. And then after that, at the end of the day, the team won 8-1, but he scored six six goals by one player. Let's not forget, this is the guy who was coming to Man City to play with Haaland. And at this point in time, guys, I remember when the stories came out about Alvarez, I was hyping him a lot. And then I made Carl a believer who also believed in him, started watching him closely. There's a lot of talent in this player. We cannot say, oh, just because it's farmer's tax. No, you have to find the goal. You can see technique. Let's not lie to each other. You can see technique in the player. So we're also going to talk about Kalvin Phillips. I want to talk about the fact that he going? Is there a possibility now that since Leeds have stayed up, is Kalvin Phillips going to come to City, or now we are in big trouble? That maybe we have to find another midfielder. Then we are also going to talk about Haaland. Haaland is in Manchester, was in Manchester, if I may say, because now he's in Spain on holidays. Came to Manchester yesterday. There was a video of him in the full Manchester City kit. Those videos and pictures of him at the restaurant with the Man City board. So it looks like Haaland has already done his pictures, his shoot, and everything. We're just waiting, obviously, for a date. Look, this is just me. Am I wrong though? But majority of the time, Man City like announcing their players on Friday. Friday around 1 o'clock, they do that. Only Ruben Diaz was announced at night. Am I wrong about that, guys? Anybody on the panel? Am I wrong that we mostly announce our players every Friday around 1 o'clock? But it was only Ruben Diaz who was announced at night, late at night, because the deal I think was done during the last what again the last days of the transfer window. Anybody? Any of the guys want to comment on that?
No, yeah, that's true. Um,
It
but
says
some people
Fridays
in
at
the
one o'clock, isn't it?
yeah, but Charlie in the comment was saying that apparently the announcement is going to be on the 1st of June.
Oh, the announcement. Oh, Charlie, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? I was thinking because I've noticed a lot of clubs who are signing players that are even joining in July. They're still having the pictures of the player in. That's still sending out a video of the player in full kit uniform. So I thought maybe that's what's going to happen with it. But anyway, it doesn't matter if it's the 1st of June. First of June is not far. 1st of June is close. Okay, so let's talk about Julian Alvarez before we go to the other players. Welcome everybody in the chat, Daniel, Bogan, everybody. So guys, we watched. I didn't watch the game, but I was watching the goals yesterday, and then I watched the full video today. I know that Carl, I think you were watching the game, weren't you?
Yeah, I was watching. Actually, I was not watching the game. I was looking at the
Videos.
data and the videos. I was at my son's practice yesterday. Um, oh man, those goals were just. I mean, if anybody's in doubt about this kid's skill, think again. I mean, there's a reason why he's South America's biggest talent since Neymar. Nobody scored 6 goals in a match for River Plate in the entire history of River Plate. Now, River Plate is a very, very old club. It's a very historic club. It's a club that goes back 100 years more or more. No one has scored 6 goals in all the time they've played for River Plate. No one has scored 6 goals. And it's not just the goal. It's not just scoring six. There was no penalty in that goal, right? The 6 goals that he scored were a perfect striker movement on and off the ball. The finishing. Look at that fifth goal, the chip where he chipped the keeper with the outside of his toe. I mean, it's just the shot on outside the box, inside the box, outside the box, the movement for the goal, the way he pressed the ball, got the ball back, ran across the back four line, which was a low block by the way, and ran in between the lines and got the goal. It's just phenomenal. It's just a really wonder kid. And there's so much similarity between him and Aguero. It's scary the way he plays. It is going to be very, very interesting to see us have him. And so there's people who think that he's going to have to adjust against a low block. Are you serious? Did you watch the game yesterday? Those guys played a low block and they got destroyed. They tried to press high and they got destroyed.
Yeah, the criticism this morning, this is the criticism I saw anyway, was apparently it's a Farmers League and that team they played against is one of the weakest defensive teams in that league. And then,
It's irrelevant.
scoring goals against them is. But as you say, it's the technique of how the goals were scored. You can tell a player is great.
Exactly. See, this is my problem with what I call the FIFA generation, right? This is the problem with them, right? They don't understand football. They understand FIFA, right? And run around with you. That's what they understand. They don't understand football. They watch the technique of the goals, how the goals were created and scored. That's what you need to look at. The way he pressed on and off the ball, the movement in around the back four. It was Carragher doesn't know jack, even if you hit him on the head. It just phenomenal play. I mean, you think about this guy, right? I can bet you that Liverpool are crying why they didn't sign this guy and kick out what's his name, Firmino. United are probably crying why they couldn't get him. Real Madrid are saying, "Wow, this kid is how come we didn't get this kid?" He chose to come to City. He chose to come to us. And for 17 million pounds, the money we spent on Haaland and this guy combined is 68 million pounds. It's less than Harry Maguire. So when people slander the board and talk about cheeky and can you respect yourselves, man? Those guys are doing good business for us. I don't hear any more slander to any of our players or the owners or the board, man. What they've done for us this year is phenomenal. We haven't even hit June 1st, Patrick. The transfer window is not even open, and we have 2.
I know, and this kid cost 14 million. By the way, people are trying to say 30. It's not 30 million. Don't start lying. It cost 14 million, and we're gonna pay an extra 1.3 just to get him here in July. So, Adam, I'm pretty sure you saw the clips this morning. They're everywhere. What do you think of Julian Alvarez? Do you think it's all hype and it's farmers tax from South America?
No, it's not. You can clearly see that this kid is talented, and from like what Carl said, he has the movement, and that's what a lot of rivals say. Oh yeah, but that's an easy league. If any player can score the goals in that league. But you gotta understand, for you to get the goals, in a sense, you also have to have the movement and the intelligence as a striker to get the goals.
Yeah, that's the thing. A striker is a striker, and you can see.
Let me guess. Let me guess. The rivals we're talking are probably the rivals of a particular red club. But let me ask a question: Was Roma not in the Farmers League when they got Salah? Was he not scoring goals there? Was Alisson not in Roma in the Farmers League?
Wasn't Robertson dropped down with Hull City?
He was dropped down to Hull City.
And that defense was one of the worst in the Premier League.
Where did Luis Diaz come from?
Portugal Sporting, is it?
So another Farmers League in Portugal, and he adapted.
Porto. So yeah, he came from Porto.
So this is the FIFA generation talking like they normally talk, just a lot of nonsense. They spout rubbish that has no credence or no credibility. That's why I don't waste my time on that.
Yeah,
frankly.
So we're gonna go to the positive side. So he's certified. Welcome to the show. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you all good.
Yeah, your volume is always low. I've even tried to put your volume to the highest, but it's too low. Anyway, we're all good. We can hear you. What do you think of Alvarez, man? 6 goals yesterday, man. 6 goals yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this guy, man, Alvarez, I'm not even surprised, man. I'm not even surprised. I think that I'm excited to see how he is in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I think that he reminds me a little bit like Aguero. I know obviously people are going to say that the league is a little bit, obviously it's not the Premier League, but I think the goal doesn't change, and he looks like a finisher.
Certified, I want to correct one thing. So the game yesterday was not in the league. The game yesterday was in their Champions League for South America. Let's get that clear. The game yesterday was not a league. It was not an Argentine league game. It was their Champions League game. Now we go to teams in Champions and batter them 6 or 7-0. So does Liverpool. Do we call those guys farmers?
Can I also say something? Why certified? I just
want to clarify.
Yeah, certified. What you have also said and what Kawa said. We can also say this. Where did Suarez come from? Where did Aguero come from? South America before they moved on, isn't it? So these are from South America. So people are saying that when these people are being bought, from South America. People say no, they've got what do you call this again? They've got South America tax. So what do you think? Continue, G. Yeah, G, go ahead.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can
We
hear
can
you.
see you. Oh, we can see
Yeah,
you.
let's sort that out as well. Yeah, I was just trying to sort out my laptop, but where? There we go. There we go. So yeah, I was just saying. I think that when it comes to, sorry guys, I'll just turn off my camera. But yeah, when it comes to Alvarez, I mean, the thing is, it's, as you guys said, it's the Champions League and with the Suarez and with all these players, but I just think that, listen, I don't think the league makes too much of a difference. I mean, I understand low blocks and I understand that we do play against Burnley, but to be honest, I'm not saying like I know and Wolves and all these teams, but I think he's also playing with world class players, so I think he'll slowly get integrated to the system. He'll slowly get integrated, and then once he does get integrated, then
Isn't
right.
isn't
There's
most of
another point.
isn't
There's
most of
another
his
point.
strength scoring goals?
There's
So
another
if he
point
gets a
I want
chance
to
from
add
De
to this.
Bruyne, he scores, isn't it?
See, listen, we spent too much time what rivals think, right? Who scored the goal against Brazil when Argentina beat them recently? Who scored the goal against Brazil that had Alisson, that had all those players playing? Who scored the goal? Julian Alvarez. So what are we talking about here? I mean, we just spent too much time on what rivals think. Honestly, it really bugs the head out of me. I mean, it's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. If you know your football, you know it's absolute nonsense. Kid scores a goal against Brazil. They win the Copa America, I believe, the Copa America. He plays with Messi. Messi doesn't score. That Alisson, that Marquinhos, all those guys in there, and he scores a goal that wins them the Copa America, I believe it was. But people forget about that. Oh, it's a farmers league. How do you explain
Okay,
that?
okay. So let's go to the positive. Let's go to the positive. Let's leave the rivals there, right? Let's go to the positive then. Carl, I'm gonna go with Veta. So what do you think? For me, I asked the question earlier on today. Looking at this kid, and I know people, I say it, but also I see a few Man City people say it. Looking at this kid, man, this kid looks like he's a go-getter. This kid looks like he wants to be the best. This kid knows that I'm the next best thing from South America. And for somebody like Messi, Aguero, even Suarez, or even Tevez, to comment all positive things about this kid, I have a feeling this kid might shine at City. But where is he going to fit in? Because I don't know. Carl is going to come or is going to answer my second question, Carl, because you've been watching him a lot. So, but I'm going to ask Veta this. Where do you think he's going to fit in? But Carl, once Veta is done answering, I want you to answer me this. Hasn't he scored most of his goals down the middle as a striker? That's for Carl. But for Veta, where do you think he's going to fit in at City?
Yeah. So, I'm going to answer your question, but before that, when we have the rival speculation, when we have our fan base speculating on players, this is where I don't get caught up in it too much. And one thing that's a little wild is I would actually prefer the criticism, the negative belief in our players from rivals. I'd rather them say, "Oh, he's never going to make it. Oh, you guys just picked up a dud. You guys picked up trash." Whatever they want to say, I'd actually prefer it. You guys may think it's crazy. The coming to defense for these players sometimes, I'm okay to let them run their mouths. And I know it's not great for some content at times, but I'm okay for them to go that route because they're gonna be proven wrong, right? They're also, the fact that they're talking about these players being so bad, Farmers League, not being up for it, then when Pep gets a tune out of them, Pep's looking like the genius as well, right? He's turning these players into quality output, successful, skillful players, and so that's one thing in terms of playing chess, not checkers. I think Alvarez has a nose for goal. I think he has the ability to sniff out opportunities to score. And what I love seeing, and I hope it continues as he comes to the league, is the confidence to take to take the shot, like the confidence to put himself in position and put the ball on net. And I love that I'm seeing the skill set to actually place those shots on goal into dangerous positions, into positions where it's tough for the keeper to actually make a save. I like what I'm seeing from that aspect in terms of having a true sense of being a striker. Now, also to answer your question, where does he fit? Where does he go? And I think I replied to your tweet, Patrick, about maybe Pep does a madness and we relive moments of when Manchester City had Balotelli, Tevez, Aguero, Zinchenko, Dzeko out there, right? Like the all-out forwards, all-out striker type formation. Alvarez can start on the wing potentially.
We lost him, didn't we? Oh, cool. As we are waiting
Yeah, he's gone.
for Mr. You can answer the second part, Carl. So where are most of his goals? Are most of his goals down the center?
His goals, when he scores goals, his goals come from left, from center, from right, anywhere on the field, anywhere near the box.
Okay, so because I saw one of his goals from outside the box, he dragged the defenders from this side. Then one of them he was pressing from the left. But I was trying to look at if his goals are mostly from the center. With Haaland there, are they going to crash?
I mean, no, no, they won't crash. This guy can play as an outside right, inside right. He can play inside left. He can play center forward. He can play all kind of different positions. I mean, I remember the time when Pep played Jesus and Aguero against Liverpool at home, 17-18, 5-0. Played Jesus and Aguero against Watford. I remember away 6-0. Pep will find a way to play them in the game, both of them in the game. He's good enough. I mean, the way he finishes on goal, you can play him anywhere, and the guy scores goals. You can play him center forward, you can play him right, you can play him left, you can play him anywhere. Okay,
so I have just seen this. I think you posted this. Am I right on this? You said in 2018 to 2018-19, he played 13 games. He scored 2 goals, 3 assists. Yeah. And in 2019-20, he played 17 games. He got 6 goals, 2 assists. In 2020, he played 16 games. He scored 2 goals, 3 assists. In 2021, that's when he settled into the team, I think so, and grown older, isn't it? Obviously, that time he was younger. He's played 50 games, 26 goals, 18 assists. And then in 2022, so far, he's got 19 games, 15 goals, 4 assists, which is amazing and which shows improvement. Because if you can look at everything, he was improving. And it looks like in the past, in 18 and 19, he was young, so there was already established striker at the team, so he was just doing cameos, if I'm right, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, I think he can play anywhere on the front three. I mean, think about what he does for Argentina, right? He plays right, plays center, plays left. When he plays for River, yesterday he played as a number 9, as a striker number 9, but he was drifting left and drifting right. He was pressing back, kind of what Jesus does, the hard work of Jesus, but the finishing of Aguero. That's what you're kind of getting. You're getting the hard work of Jesus, but the finishing of Kun Aguero. That's what we saw yesterday. That's what we've seen in many games that he's played in. It's just a talented kid. How do him and Haaland play in a line? For me, starting, I would play the front three of Foden, Haaland, and Julian. That's
you don't want Jack in there.
What, to play where? Where would he play?
There's the left winger.
Who's better, Foden or Jack, left wing?
I don't know. I just think with a striker, Jack is going to look good, you know?
No. Phil will be 1,000 times better than Jack if he was a striker. Phil is a left footer. Why are you playing an inverted foot winger on the left hand side when you have Phil? When you have a striker, you don't need to do that now. You have a number 9 striker. Why are you playing inverted winger?
Okay, so since you brought that in, right? So where are we gonna play Jack now? With these two guys, where would Jack come in?
If Foden plays the midfield, right? If Foden plays the left winger with the left foot on the left, and Julian plays right foot on the right with Haaland in the middle, Grealish have to be on the bench, or he can play as a number 8, left or right, for Kevin or for Gundogan.
Okay, grand. Yeah. Okay, so where is Bernardo in all this then?
Then Bernardo either plays with Kevin or plays with Grealish. You have to change around. You can't have. If we complain this season that we don't have enough players, that players are getting stressed, they're getting injured, we don't have depth. You need to have depth, squad depth. And what better miracle than to have the choice of Grealish, Bernardo, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, and Rodri as the midfield, and the chop and change every 3 days. It's perfect. It's not a problem.
Cool. Okay, let me just read these comments and I'll get to G Certified and Adam. Okay, Daniel says, big up, guys. Yeah, Daniel, you don't know requested the video, so as you requested, we came here for you. Charlie says, evening, guys. Can't wait to see Alvarez live. Been waiting for him all the time, guys. Yeah, everybody's waiting for him. Haaland will wear the 15. Hopefully, you wear the 15. We're going to talk about him in a minute. He will be announced on the 1st of June. It looks like everybody keeps saying he'll be announced on the 1st of June. 1st of June is when can officially go through, mate. I was thinking that he will be announced on the 1st of June, but I was thinking that those videos maybe might come out early. I don't know. His contract begins on the 1st of June. Yeah, 1st of June. So I think he can play with Haaland together up front. Yeah, we haven't seen two strikers in a long time. Conte was using it at Inter. Carragher said two were offside. Carragher doesn't have a Premier League, so he can shut up. I remember a goal he scored a few weeks ago outside the box, near post and top corner. Yeah, he scored another one outside the box too. Jesus came from Brazil. Yeah, Jesus came from Brazil. Big Morgan says, does it matter? He's a thick bias fool. Yeah, talking about Carragher. Is Instagram down? Charlie's asking if Instagram is down. Grant. No one else has ever scored 6 goals in a game for Liverpool's history. Yeah, that's true. No one ever scored 6. Pep will train him. Why do we care about our rivals thing? Nobody cares, to be honest. So there's a message here. Like and subscribe to and share the video, guys. And if you're new, subscribe to Pitch Point, subscribe to Better Games, subscribe to True City Fan. Katuta, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. He says 4-4-2. I haven't seen somebody play 4-4-2 in a long time. In a long time, but you never know.
We're not playing 4-4-2. And then we play 4-4-2 defensively, though. Out of possession, we play 4-4-2.
Yeah.
Really enough.
Yeah.
You know that, right? You know
yeah.
that we play 4-4-2 out of possession?
Yeah, I know. We switch it. Which would be great for Alvarez and what's his name? I'm not saying Alvarez is better than Mbappe, but I can see his position like Mbappe. He is a forward who can play everywhere across the front three.
Yeah.
And here there's a message from Noah. It's like, big up, Gang City are back. Yeah, how you doing, man? We're back. YSK, hi guys. A bit late, but glad to catch you up. So look, Veta somehow was in his car, but in a few minutes has managed to just morph into his studio. And now it's in his studio. So look, before I go to Veta, I'm going to go to G Certified. G, so let me just get this first. Sometimes running this is a bit of a nightmare. Okay, G, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm all good, bro. I'm all good. I'm here.
Okay, cool, man. I'm gonna throw this one at you, then I'll throw it around the panel. Okay, so I'll just start off with speaking. Okay, lads. Here is our poster boy. I call him our poster boy because he is our poster boy, whether you like it or not. Our poster boy used to be Aguero, but I don't know if you guys noticed when Sane was here, Sane was being pushed as the poster boy. He was always the poster boy, but I think Sane didn't really inspire to it, but they were trying to push Sane as our poster boy. So here's our poster boy, Jack. This is when he was going to Ibiza. Now, few people have backed him up saying the lad deserves a break. He's won the Premier League, something he never thought he would. The lad is 26 years old. He's got the right after drinking all those days to celebrate and go to Ibiza. So people are saying going to Ibiza after all this is unprofessional because apparently very soon he has to meet the England team. I don't know when they have to meet them, but somebody said, wait, he's got 1 week before that. So he's free to do that. Then go to the England team. Then after that, he can go on holidays again. So coming to you, G Certified, I'm starting with you. Do you think people are just being petty these days just because Jack joined Man City? If he was at United, do you think he'll get this same criticism where everyone is just watching newspapers and Sam, what's his name? That guy Simon from Talksports called him a moron again. Apparently for the decisions Jack makes. So what do you think, G Certified? Do you think these people are just jealous because this guy maybe ended up signing for Man City?
I think when it comes to Grealish, I think that that's the positive. So I'll say that the negatives that people are going to bring on is that obviously the impact, he was probably the loudest on the bus parade. And obviously, when you look at what he's done on the pitch, you know, people will not say that he doesn't deserve to be as loud, but he is part of the squad. I feel like he has been improving, and people don't give him enough credit for what especially what he's been trying to do, especially with his relationship with Zinchenko on that left side. And I think that he plays better when he's got a left-footed left back. So when it comes to Jack Grealish, I do feel he gets some criticism. But what I will say is that there are players in the team like Bernardo Silva, like David Silva, that might have done that little extra, and we didn't see them celebrate as mad. It's happened with Benjamin Mendy. I remember Mendy was celebrating when he won the World Cup. He was sliding with it, and I think he didn't even play a game.
Mendo went a bit far, isn't it? Went a bit far. He was the one in the front dancing as if he scored the World Cup winning goal.
Exactly. I don't even think he played a game. I think he might have played one game. So the thing with Jack Grealish, I like how he's happy and he's doing this thing, and obviously now he's a Premier League champion. But I don't know, man. Jack Grealish, I'll be happy for him because he is our player and he did take part. But what I will say about Jack Grealish is now, if he doesn't deliver next season, there'll be a lot of criticism, I think, not even by the rivals, I think from the fan base. I think they'll be on to Jack Grealish. If he performs like this next season, I think even the fan base, you'll see the fan base wanting to probably sell Jack Grealish, even if it's 50 million. I wouldn't be surprised if people want him to go. So it is a big moment. I think that he can do it. I think there is a player there. He's created, I think, the second most chances in the Premier League, which I was even surprised. I was even surprised when I seen that stat behind KDB. So he has been involved, but I don't know. I'll let him be happy, but I think what we're trying to
did he score the goal? Did he score the first goal for our comeback when the
way David Beckham, the way they used
he did
to make David Beckham for Man United.
Exactly. Yeah, people, sorry, go ahead, guys. Beta, go ahead.
So I was just gonna say, it's how the man celebrates is how the man celebrates.
Correct.
There are going to be rivals that are going to be salty, and I encourage them to reduce the sodium in their diet because it leads to hypertension. Grealish is going to be the poster boy for many reasons, right? Like if we think of the market, if we think of England, right? There's a reason why Sané was kind of put forward. Man had the curls, man had the look, right? There's a reason why Grealish is now in that front seat, Mr. Gucci, right? So we get that. The man just won the EPL title.
Yeah.
And it was a battle that required every player to step up. I know in terms of what his price tag was and what he did throughout the year in terms of people are going to say he needs to quiet down because he wasn't so involved. But he was, because everybody, not everybody, everybody was needed this year. And Grealish is going to celebrate because, again, it's not something that he was expecting at all, right? If we think about how his career was and where he was prior to coming to us. The saltiness can clearly be seen by a man that was labeled for 150 million that had a chance to come over here and raise a trophy the way Jack is able to do it, right? Like that's what's being missed because an opportunity to play for a title is not given. And I think that's what Jack is expressing. Man's on his bus because he's winning his first. A lot of these players, Foden has won 4 already, and the kid's 21.
Exactly. That's why the guy was excited, and I'm pretty sure the players knew that this guy is excited because did you ever dream about this? Like I'm telling you, for him, I'm pretty sure when he missed that move to Spurs, missed the move to United, he was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with big moves. I'm gonna be stuck here. I will never play with my hero, who he calls his hero and role model, De Bruyne. Who I see De Bruyne also likes him because when he was doing this interview, De Bruyne came and leaned on his shoulder. I'm like, oh, De Bruyne is now warming up to him. Because the Geach was always the fanboy. Now De Bruyne is also leaning to him. The squad loved him. But the criticism was apparently the comment he made saying, Mahrez was playing like, what's his name? The player from Newcastle. There's a player from Newcastle who has only scored 1 goal. But the player from Newcastle is a baller. It's just that he's had a bad time in England. But that kid is a baller. So, Gundo, there's a question for you here. Straight to you, right here. So, it's part of the question for Gundo. Does it annoy you when Raheem Sterling and Grealish miss bare chances in order to get one goal? Grealish hasn't
Well,
had chances like that. Grealish
yeah, I
hasn't
mean,
had chances like that.
Jack hasn't had chance to that. Look, if you watch the interview, it's funny how people always like to, and I found this a lot, even in our fan base. Many, especially the new fans, we love the negative because we see ourselves in the negative. We don't like the positive. If you listen to what this guy was saying in the interview, when Sky Sports interviewed him with Gary Neville and all those guys, and Michael was on the field after the game. He said that when he got there, he was surprised at the difficulty in learning how to play for a Pep team. That what he was afraid of was losing the ball. That he never wanted to lose the ball because he was so scared and he was so concerned about losing the ball because the manager was going to scream at him. So he always tried to keep the ball as much as possible. But he said when he played that West Ham game and he scored that goal, he felt like a lift off of his shoulders. And he believes that next year, that weight off of his shoulders will allow him to flourish some more because now he knows that he's able to change the game by himself. Because in that game, we were 2 down, remember? And because of that goal, we got back into the game again. If not for Mahrez's miss, we go on and win that game. And
Do you know what? Do you know even what Simon? What's his name? That guy Simon from Talk Sports. You know what he also said? Apart from the criticism, he also said something smart. Because I like him because sometimes he says something smart, but he's always criticizing, but he gives you a bit of credit. He said, by the way, even me after calling him, that sometimes he makes more mistakes, so this and this. No offense to the lad, but he says, by the way, if Grealish scored those 2 chances against Madrid, took City to the final, we'll all be sitting here applauding him no matter whatever he says in the bus tour. You see what I mean? He says if he scored those 2 goals.
Yeah, but Patrick, why didn't he score those 2 goals? What happened? They were saved. One by
they were cleared off the line. Yeah, but do you get my point that he was trying to say that he was unlucky. But if those go in, what's his name doesn't clear them off the line. See, guess what the mentality is right now? Oh, Grealish is the hero. He took them to the UEFA. You know what I mean?
What I'm trying to highlight is that we as City fans, we get caught in this loop of rival madness. We get caught up into it. It's like the Edison issue, right? But we are caught up in the Edison issue because rivals have talked about it, and somehow our brains get wrapped into it. The Edison issue, for example, right? How many shots does Edison face in a game? Not many, which means his margin for error is very, very slim, right? When it was at Benfica, was he not a shot stopper? He was. Why? Because he had more things to save. So if you have 100 shots to save and you save 50 of that 100, right? Oh wow, he saved 50 out of 100. But if you have 10 shots to save and you save 5 over 10, oh wow, he didn't save 5. We get caught in the washing machine of rivals' own perspective, and we can never remove ourselves from it. And it really frustrates the hell out of me. Jack Grealish, how many chances did he create? Many. How many times did he lose the ball? I can't remember him ever losing the ball in a City game. Sterling loses the ball, Mahrez loses the ball, De Bruyne loses the ball all the time, makes errant passes. Jack does not. So what are we talking about here? We need to just settle down, relax, take a breath, and maximize the guy that we have. Grealish is a fantastic player. What he needs is the freedom to play the way he played against Villa, which will come in time. What we saw in West Ham when he scored that goal was what we've been seeing with him at West Ham. What we saw when he came against Madrid is what we saw at him when he was at Villa. That freedom on that left-hand side. Almost scored 2 goals in like 5 minutes. But we need to get ourselves out of this rival spin. We get sucked into it because we're trying to defend our club. I get that, but focus on the positive of what this guy does.
Everybody on mute.
Right. Not what he doesn't do. I think you're the only one on mute, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Vader, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Patrick, can you hear us?
I think maybe Patrick's having issues. I think. Can you hear us, Patrick?
What do you think, man? With this whole with Jack and this, I mean, what's the brother supposed to do? Cry after he won a trophy?
Sorry, you're talking to me?
Yeah, Vader. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Cry after he won a trophy?
No. I think that's what's so wild, right? Like, there's going to be a lot of judgment of Jack because there was the narrative even while at Aston Villa, right? So So him coming to City, and obviously him coming with that price tag, rivals, neutrals, they're obviously going to have an opinion for what he's doing as a player. And I love that you brought up that post-match interview and what he said, because we know players are going to come to the club, see the other highly skilled, highly successful players already on the squad, and are going to want to equal that level and not mess up. And him talking about not wanting to give up possession because he knows Pep values possession like it's gold, and him also talking about not wanting to mess up is so key. So the freedom that he's
Yeah.
going to have is going to be expressed next season, 100%. And we've seen this. We've seen players that take the 1 year to adjust. And yeah, I guess we generalize and say it's 1 year to adjust, but it's all of those factors. It's not disappointing the manager. It's playing to the same level of your teammates. It's then executing on what you're being instructed to do. So yeah, it takes a year. Jack is absolutely fine. How he fits next season is going to be, I think, judged more harshly by us. And because it is year 2, and then also how the squad plays with all of the added talent, right? Haaland, Alvarez, Jack. We don't know who else is going to be added into the mix. It's just for them to just express themselves and play. Like, the manager is going to set them up to be as successful as possible, but it's just for them to play. And we need to watch it and then criticize after the fact. Speculating is great because that's what we do as fans. But for rivals to say that anyone on Manchester City is doing something wrong, no, they can get out of here with that.
Yeah, but you know what? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate. Look. What I think I appreciated is, as I said, I appreciated the words by Simon saying if he scored those 2 goals, you guys would say this is the bad guy who was taking them to the final. But what I appreciated about Jack is the way he came out. I have been thinking about it deep down. Carl has spoken about it. Veta, Adam, I'm pretty sure GC, if you thought about it, that I think Jack is scared to lose the ball, and looking at Pep, who is frightening. As more people are saying, he's very frightening to lose the ball. So he's like, should I go on and take on a man? Should I feel like this? Because we saw him in the Madrid game when he came on, the way he skinned about 5 players. You know what I mean? He took the ball, went on, skinned up. So, and then you can hear what he said in the interview, that there's few times I have run with the ball and said, okay, I'll try score here. The team needs my help. Then I have felt good, like something is lifted, that look, this is me. So I think next year he'll be assured that look, I'm part of the team now. Because right now he's new. Imagine if just
I want to emphasize what you just talked about very clearly, very, because you hit a really, really good point, which was, imagine yourself coming to a championship team. Okay, you're the new boy in town. You cost £100 million. You're coming in with these world-class players who are better than you, and you know they're better than you, right?
Yeah.
De Bruyne and Co, they're your idols.
They know the system better than you too.
They know this better. You come in, right, and instead of listening to what the coach tells you to do, which is keep possession, take it easy, cycle the ball, you decide to run with the ball and you lose the ball once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. What are your teammates going to think about you and the manager going to think about you? They think you're an idiot. Is that what rival fans expect? That just come in and run with the ball and lose the ball? When he's playing, he's buying capital. He's buying respect with his teammates. He's listening, he's learning of De Bruyne, of those guys, by calming down, doing what the manager expects him to do, to buy that credibility. He himself talked about in that interview after the game that I was afraid to lose the ball. I wanted to do what the manager said. In the West Ham game, when I scored that goal, I felt a lift off in my spirit. It gave me freedom. I hope to do more of that next year because he's already built that credibility. They won the title. He's listened to the instruction. He's been, what's the word? When you go to college for the first time, and they kind of they induct you, they initiated you into the process, into the club, into the team. That takes time. That's all dressing room dynamics. If he comes in day one and starts running around losing the ball, they're going to say, what the hell? I remember one game, Patrick, when Maris came, I'll never forget this game. It was against Swansea or something in some cup. It was De Bruyne and Maris. De Bruyne kept passing the ball to Maris. Maris kept losing it. De Bruyne shouted at him. Never passing the ball again. All game. The next thing, what did Maris do? Maris calmed down and started to play the way that he was supposed to play. It doesn't happen that way, guys. As fans, we have this mentality of, if he comes in, look, if Haaland comes in next year, I don't expect 40 goals from him. I expect maybe 15, 18, maybe 20 goals. Because he's going to have to demonstrate respect for the team and learn how to play with these guys. Yes, they'll give him the ball, but he's going to learn how to adapt to these guys and be part and gel with the team. I won't be surprised if he doesn't start the season in the first game, if it's Alvarez or somebody else, and they're weaning into the team slowly. So we got to always think like, if it was me, how would I behave in a squad that I'm joining for the first time with all this talent? I have to be able to manage the politics, learn from these guys, listen to the coach, do what the coach tells me, regardless of what everybody else outside thinks. Because if I don't, I'm going to be on the bench real quick.
Cool.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Delap had the same problem where Pep asked him to do something. He didn't do it. And after that game, we haven't seen him back again, Patrick.
Yeah.
Even though he scored a goal, we haven't seen him again since.
Yeah, cool. Let me read these comments and then I will close this up with Adam. Then we'll move on to next. So the comment says we didn't get Grealish for football. It matters. The attraction he gets from brands is what we done. Yeah, that's true. I like the kid, man. The guy has got Gucci, man. People are hating 6 figures for Gucci, man. Who wouldn't like that? I would wear Gucci, even though sometimes Gucci looks stupid when you wear it, but I would wear it, to be honest. To be honest. The media is dead. I've never seen someone get in this much criticism for doing holidays in Ibiza. What's the problem with Ibiza? I would love to doing holidays in Ibiza now. Yeah, me too. I've heard good things about it. I'd also like to go to Amsterdam. Patrick Coach, that okay, that one we read. Luca, how you doing, man? Luca, nice Arsenal channel, guys. Go follow him. The media talked more about Gish than they talked about the fourth title in 5 years. Yeah, they do. It's a diversion. They're trying to divert from what's happening. Missed my boy Alvarez chat. Big up to the panel. Big up to you, McLovin, man. Yeah, you missed the chat about Alvarez. 6 goals, man. Hi guys, how you doing, man? Grealish flop of the season? No, it's actually Lukaku. And let's not even forget about Sancho, who has done nothing but vibes. And just to answer you also, another one who's also been the flop of the season is Stu Maguire. He's been flopping since he signed for United. Patrick's mic is from Siberia, man. Yeah, I didn't have time. I didn't want to set up my mic. It takes too long, you know. I was cooking, then gave dinner to my daughter, and I didn't have time to put the mic. I know people have been telling me that when I use the headphones, sometimes they sound like I'm in a drum. So sorry about that. Kane or Haaland? Nah, man. I'm not gonna answer that until Haaland kicks the ball. Man City should have signed Pogba. No, Pogba sucks, and he refused to come because apparently he thought that he would get backlash. Don, man, how you doing, man? Don is the guy who will call us with on the other channel where we rattled the Madrid fans. This was my partner in crime. This guy is mad.
Welcome,
okay,
Don.
Patrick, you ended Hussam on football terms.
Patrick, I showed you what happened with Hussam, right? I mean, I showed you what happened, right?
Well, what happened between you two?
Is he
Why did
okay?
he block you? Why did
I
he
don't
block
know.
you?
I don't know. Maybe he was afraid I was going to come after him after.
How? What did you say to each other recently? Why did he block you?
I don't know, man.
Wait, after the win? After the Sunday win?
Yeah, after the Sunday when he blocked me, I'm like, what's going on? Maybe he thought I was going to come after him. I'm not going to come after you. I don't.
Okay, there's a comment here. At Villa, Jack had more space to run into. When you play for City, you're mostly playing against low blocks. So unless you are this magic dribbler with high rotation, you need time to adapt. That's true, man. That's true. Myers was a guy who was a dribbler but struggled. Doug says, evening. How you doing, Doug? Another good channel. He's a Liverpool fan, but Doug is such a gentleman. Daniel says, I don't smoke. You're spot on. So let me just read one more here. It says, true City fan. Okay, cool. That was aside from that.
So
yeah. Well, so
the thing.
Go ahead, brother.
The thing I want to address is nobody looks good against a low block, right? So when the point comes up often and rivals want to say, oh, wait until he comes up to a low block and let's see how he performs. Nobody performs well against a low block.
That's true.
Like it's a system to break it down. It's not about individual brilliance that's going to always come out on top against a low block. Like that's crazy talk. And I agree when Carl's talking about this FIFA generation, right? When they look at sport or look at football that way, it's if you want to hold it, there's a reason why FIFA had to put in a patch and not prevent deep, I think it's deep coverage or whatever it was, or fallback, whatever it was, which was ridiculous. Nobody looks good against a deep block, compact defense that's just trying to prevent you from getting into the 18-yard box. Nobody does. But with a player like him, with additions like Alvarez as well, and the players playing with the system, it's the attempt to try and break it down, not for one individual to shine against a low block. So let's all hold that when we start talking to some of these rivals, because it's the argument's not going to make sense, and we'll always come out looking poorly if we try to argue he's brought in to kill these low blocks. No, it's going to be a system to do it.
It's like what Vater's talking about with low blocks. For me, there's only one player, arguably, that whom single-handedly by himself could probably unlock a low block is Messi. Arguably, that's the only player that I can think that he himself, will have what the mind and the footballing, IQ to go to play against a low block team.
I'll
Other
agree
than
with
that,
you. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
He's got to be surrounded by talent, though.
Yes,
Yeah, correct.
you have to be talented, and that's what I say. Messi is the one who single-handedly, as a player, who I feel like, if he's playing against a low block team, you have to have that footballing IQ as a player. You need to have the IQ of how am I gonna beat my man, especially when it's a low block team. Like when you look at Messi at his young age, like when he went up against the low block teams, you can see the way he used his trickery and everything in his football IQ.
And we haven't seen many people like him. We haven't seen Messi is incredible.
Well, I agree with Adam. I want to qualify what he's saying very clearly, right? The reason why Messi was effective and the reason why City are effective against a low block team is because everybody play. We all work together as a team. We move the ball sideways and left and right, and we poke and we penetrate. All front five do that. If it was Messi alone against a back three, he's not going anywhere. They're just going to kick him out. But because the front five move and rotate and switch the pass and play the ball with Rodri switching possession, switching play, you're looking for your poking and your prodding. That's how we get into the low block. So to say that one player is not going to do it against a low block, again, you're a FIFA generation player because you don't understand football. It's about the front five who are penetrating and poking and working as to move you around the whole place to create space to score a goal. That's what it's about.
Hello guys, how are you guys doing?
How you doing, Don? How you doing, man?
I'm good. I just want to chime in on the Messi thing. I think Lauren is right in the fact that even with Messi, he had the system working for him. So he had blind runners and people who would move into positions to destabilize the defense. Because the thing is,
literally just
with the low block, you need to move the ball quickly. It's not on our dribbling. It's our dribbling and also a high retention, meaning that you dribble the ball with a low probability of losing it, and that was Messi's attribute. Whereby when he's dribbling, he's gonna assist, try pass, create space, or shoot. And at City, we don't. Our system's not built on a specific player, but it's built on movements of the whole front five. All the players ahead of Rodri moving or interchanging positions, and that's why it's hard for Grealish because. At Villa, everything ran through Grealish, and if he lost the ball, it's fine because you have people behind you who are willing to do the dirty work. Whereby with City, everyone is moving, so if you lose the ball, it's a counter attack because everyone is now out of position. So that's one of the reasons why Pep will tell them, "Look, I know you may be good at this, but here it's dangerous to lose the ball when everyone is in transition because if you look at most of our goals that we considered, it was in transition. Everyone moves." Someone does a dumb pass or Cancelo loses concentration, and there we go, boom.
Whoa! Is this true? This must be a joke. Is Alvaro Morata going to Arsenal for 30 million? Now this is now banter.
You're joking.
Yeah, this player, who's his agent? Who the hell is Alvaro Morata's agent? The guy succeeds to get everywhere. He succeeds to, no matter whatever happens, Alvaro Morata finds a club. How?
Yeah.
Money laundering. Money laundering.
Somebody just wrote that. I think this guy is being used for money laundering. What?
I have to go in 10 minutes anyway, but I want to.
Yeah,
I mean, Smoke is absolutely correct, right? So when we do coaching, right? I mean, we coach kids. I tell you, coach kids. We do what we call a 5v4 small-sided field play game, which is basically have 5 defensive versus 4 creative players. And the idea is that those 4 attackers are trying to break down the 5 defenders, and we do that by prodding, poking, penetrating, switching possession. We do it all the time. It's not about one player. It's about the collective. It's about the collective 4 trying to penetrate the ball very quickly through those half spaces, through the wide areas to create overloads and switch the ball so someone to score. So to say that one person cannot play against the back 5, it's FIFA generation stuff.
It's like Carl. Like look
Doesn't
Can't
work
like
that
look
way.
at Barcelona when you see Barcelona in the days of like Iniesta and Xavi, you see like in a lot of games where you could see Messi and Xavi and Iniesta, they will make like a triangle, a
Correct.
triangle of three,
Yeah.
and then you see that a lot in their games when you watch it back. Is like these three are the ones that have the most, say connection and understand one another, and that's why in a lot of games when I watch it, yeah, I see them saying they make a triangle of these three because each person knows where Iniesta knows where Messi's gonna be, and Xavi knows where Messi's gonna be, and he knows where Iniesta's gonna be. So in a sense, you got to build that relationship with your teammates.
Even Liverpool, right? When Liverpool are playing a low block and they need to go, well, who did they bring on? They bring on Divock Origi. Why? It's an extra player in the front line, right? To overload the defensive players to move the ball around and score a goal. It's coaching 101. That's what you do. It's not one player. Well, so why doesn't Salah score against a low block easily like that? Why do you have to bring on Origi or bring on Jota or bring on Diaz? Because they need more players to overload the defensive side to score a goal. I really wish we would just really study the game, not just get on spaces and talk agenda and stuff like that.
So on the move.
Yeah, most fans nowadays they from a FIFA background, so you have to understand where they're coming from. It's all about okay, this guy his dribbling rating on FIFA is this, so he should be able to dribble 2-3 players, and that's
I have to go soon. I have to leave in like 5 minutes. We're going to talk.
Okay. So do you understand? No, under us to talk about. Let's a brief. We can't hear you, G. We can't hear your
that Diaz gets into.
We can't hear your mic is bad. Yeah, I think your internet has gone back to Siberia. Maybe try to locate it back. So I just wanted to say something. Obviously on Haaland, you guys saw the video, right? People have already answered that it's the 1st of June. How do you see this? Just a question for me. Nah, your mic is still going bad, and I think get out and come back again.
Decertified, leave and then join again. That probably will make it better.
Yeah, Adam has experience in this. Listen to him. Yeah, he's got experience in this. So Peter, looking at we've looked at Alvarez, right? And we now let's talk about Haaland just a bit. You saw the pictures yesterday. For me, I'm surprised why they're saying the 1st of June. So why were the pictures yesterday? I thought they usually do it close to the day we're announcing him.
Yeah, I think it's I think it might be because it's everything's known. Like everything's been in the public eye. They know that he's one of ours. He's obviously in town. It's not the I guess traditional display arrival type thing that they're doing with him.
And another thing before you finish, there's a difference. I don't know if you noticed this, cow and everybody. Do you remember when we had Grealish? They were hiding him in a hoodie and they were hiding him. Haaland was so open. Did you see that, cow? So open, like he was walking. He was walking at the ground as if, like
it's done. It was been done for a long time. We talked about this, right? It's been done for a long time. Just.
So go ahead, better finish. Then I can say something.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, I mean, the guy's way too large of a man to actually hide him in a hoodie. Everyone's gonna know who he is, right? But I think it is one of those things. Maybe the club is just going to reveal him in a very simplistic way, not make too grand of a display, because again, let him get up to speed in a modest way, or because everyone knows, they're just going to reveal it as things goes along. So we're going to see the photo with him sitting down, holding his jersey, signing the contract, being in the stadium. Maybe all those things are going to come out a little later.
I hope it does. Do you know what I?
No,
do you know
to be honest with you, I see them kind of doing. Yeah, I said it to Carl and Patrick. They probably do like a montage of, say, his dad playing, and then like they put it all together, and then they introduce him that way of a montage of his dad playing was, and then they introduce him in that way, like he's another Haaland.
That's clever.
Yes, Patrick. It's too big to just put it out there like that. This is going to be a good rollout. It's going to be captivating. And we talked about this, right? We talked about how to market it. When he joins, let's be patient. It's going to come out and it'd be nice.
I actually think the difference is with Grealish, there was always going to be media slander. The fact that you're taking a player from his boyhood club, So
Yeah.
if let's say he was in public, there could be let's say you could find maybe him getting attacked by people who support Villa or whatnot. Whereas with this, him being an international player, there's not much real. Okay, besides the fact that he was born in Leeds, right? And one thing I've noticed, I think City in the past few weeks, even with Pep, they don't care about the media anymore. They realize that you know what, these guys
yeah.
are always gonna find a way to criticize us, no matter what they do. Hence, you see even Pep in his press conferences, he's just like, you know what, you guys support Liverpool or United, we know that it's fine, and we're gonna do
Yeah,
what
that's one of the last topics we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that
Later on, guys.
foolish one. So, Carl, before you go, you've got a few minutes left, and his Peter is gone. Okay, Carl, before you go, you've got a few minutes left. So your boy Kalvin Phillips' name keeps coming up, but now I wanted to ask the
Yeah.
question: since now Leeds have stayed up, do you think the deal has gone down the toilet?
No, I mean, the club have come out officially and said that this is their guy. They're going after him, which tells me two things. They've talked personal, they may have talked personal terms, or there may be a release clause in his contract allows him to leave if a top 4 club comes for him. You know, right today they spent 28 million on Brendan Harrison, who's a forward coming in. Leeds are going to have to spend money, but they're also going to recoup money. Leeds need a backline.
Yeah, they've spent money today. I don't know way. Yeah.
Leeds need a backline refresh if they want to stay in the Premier League. Kalvin Phillips alone will not keep them in the Premier League next year. They need to have a solid back four. They need to have a good defense, and they have players who can do that. So I think yes, the price will go up for him because you know they're not relegated, but he earns 25K a week. He for me is. I mean, I sent you a file. You can share this with the group later on about his heat map versus Fernandinho's heat map. If you can share that heat map, if you don't mind, quickly.
Bear with me for a minute.
Share his heat map, Kalvin Phillips' heat map. I want you to look at the defensive side of his game, where he spends most of his time in a Bielsa system, which is the most complicated system probably in world football, because you're playing possession-based man-to-man marking, which is madness. No wonder they're injured all the time. But if you see this heat map, there we go. Okay, so this is Kalvin Phillips' heat map, right? So look at the arrow on top says where they're attacking. They're attacking the other field. Look at his heat map across the back line. See all that? That's a CDM for you. That's a high-energy CDM who covers ground in the defensive third. Now, Declan Rice's heat map is skewed to the left. He doesn't do both sides of the game. Fernandinho's heat map is very similar. Show Fernandinho's heat map.
It's this one.
This Fernandinho, right?
This is Phillips. This is Fernandinho.
Look how similar they are. Show Phillips again, right? Show Fernandinho. Very similar. Very, very similar. For me, he's a perfect replacement. And I got to run with that. I got a meeting I have to run now. I'll see you guys.
Okay, cool, man. All the best. Thank you, man. God bless you. So, certified. Are you here?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, man. Looking at those heat maps, man, that's incredible, isn't it? This is Philip. This is Fernandinho. Last time we did a show months ago, we did a show with Kao and everybody and Adam. We found out that somehow, out of all the DMs we were looking at, we looked at Besuma, we looked at that guy before he moved in, the guy in Germany, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he was also on everybody's mouth before he moved to free.
Ben Zakaria.
Yeah, Zakaria, yeah. We found out that it's actually Phillips who, like the Phillips graph and Fernandinho's fitted like this, like perfectly when we put them together. So do you think Phillips is the guy? Because that's him on the heat map, right? That means he slips in defense. He goes back in defense. When one of the defenders, the fullback, scores in, he slots back in defense. When he works, you see where it's darker. That means that's his sport, you know? He's sweeping around the back. Look at Fernandinho. Fernandinho, similar. Phillips seems to have more energy, obviously, because Fernandinho was actually an older age, even though when he was on peak. But look at just Phillips right now. There, I just have both of them. So that's it, man. So what do you think we're looking at this G35? Do you think we should really push for this guy?
Oh, yeah, I think we should. I think with Phillips, I think it's because of his passing ability as well as playing out the back. I think would be very good. Like you see Fernandinho and his deep line and playmaking, and sometimes he might play a long ball. And I feel that's what Kalvin Phillips might give you. Of course, if you're comparing, if you're looking at all the CDMs, it's very difficult because I feel like players like Ndidi, Chiamani, all those guys, they might be more physical, maybe. They may be more harder to get past, like Declan Rice, maybe a little bit. But I think Phillips is probably the best will be the best at playing out the back and progressing the ball. If if Rodri, obviously touch wood, but hopefully he doesn't. But if he did get injured, hopefully he doesn't, and Kalvin Phillips was to come in, I think he would be a better option to come in when it comes to playing out from the back than some of the other CDMs that we could have went for.
Yeah, I saw his video. Like whenever he gets the ball, he looks for the pass like over the top. He was trying to get to Brentford, and I was like, this would be so useful. And if you talk about physical, Don, if you watch this guy, I was watching a few clips. The guy is physical. I mean, like it's pushing shoulder to shoulder. You know what I mean? Like he goes in, he goes hard.
Yeah.
He's not soft, he's not clean. He goes in hard, tackles. It's like proper muscle that I'm coming to you. You feel me that I'm here. So for me, if you sit down, that's actually something we've been missing since Fernandinho got to the age of 90.
You know what? Ever since I think the first time I saw Leeds play, right? I think it was a few years back. I think it's when they beat us 3-2 or whatnot. This guy stood out for me because basically everything goes through him. If you watch Leeds play with him and without him, you can tell a difference. And he's one of those DMs whereby he's mobile, but he can also take the ball out and also defend, which is I think it's something we haven't gotten from Fernandinho for years. Because the way I see them, Fernandinho is more of an 8 who became a 6, whereby
Yeah.
Felix is a 6 who can play as an 8, right?
Yeah.
So the difference is Phillips is defense first, then attack. Whereby, and you see Fernandinho, he can't really play as a centre back because he's always aggressive in the challenge. Because him in his mindset is like, okay, I can go and win the ball. Whereby Phillips is more conservative, but much more better defensively. But he's got a better long ball, and he can actually spray the long balls both left and right. So I think, and the good thing is, if you watch him play, he can play as a lone DM.
Yeah, I've noticed
Right.
that. Yeah, and
Which is
imagine in that Leeds team how they were intense.
Yes, because if you see Leeds, they basically play like a 4-1-4-1, whereby the DM is alone.
Yeah.
And he covers. Hence, you see, if you look at his heat map, there's a lot of side to side whereby he has to run around and protect the back four. So
and nobody helped him in that team. The same way as in our team, Rodri gets helped by Bernardo Silva or Gundogan.
Because you see, the thing is, the issue with Rodri, as good as he is, he's not as mobile because of his size to move side to side to even. That's why at times Bernardo has to drop in. So with Phillips, you can actually play a lone DM who will cover the spaces behind that. Because we play, it's almost like 2 10s who are false 8s. So there's space. That's why if you see the Tottenham game, all Kane had to do was just stand in front of Rodri because he knew he'll get space. Whereby with Phillips's legs, you get better defensive solidity. And with our inverted fullbacks and high flying fullbacks, I think he is the perfect player. Whereby at times you might even see him play. And not even as a replacement for Rodri, but certain games you might see. Let's say we play a team that plays with a player who drops deep. You might see Pep. That's if we sign him. Pep play. You know what? We're not gonna play Rodri today. We'll play Phillips, and you won't see much of a difference.
That's why, Patrick. That's why I think. That's why I think if you put Fabinho in that system that Bielsa plays, I don't think even Rodri as well, both of them, or even a Declan Rice. For me, these three cannot play the Bielsa system that Bielsa plays. The lone DM. I actually can't. I don't see them. Fabinho, as great as he is, I cannot see him being able to play that role that Bielsa plays. Is so demanding. I don't even think
it's so intense. They left him alone, don't they? Like all the midfielders, they didn't even mind to defend. Remember, they used to just leave him alone, and he's the guy. That's why sometimes when they met teams that load the midfield too much, I think it was becoming too much work for him. You know what I mean? Like it was too much for Phillips. That oh my god, this is too much. Okay, there's a question here for Don and everybody. That's so McLaren says Diego Carlos leaving for Aston Villa tells us that there's more lucrative to fight for relegation in the Premier League than to fight for top 4 in Spain. That's true because Dai left the Champions League team to come to Aston Villa too. And then he says the marketing around the marketing around Street Barcelona and Madrid has failed. 18 other clubs suffer. It's time to reform. So what are your thoughts on these guys? Because it looks like players from Spain are actually coming, leaving the top 4 teams which can play Champions League to come and play teams that are mid-table in in England. What do you think, G certified, about that?
That
I think that
listen, I don't blame them.
I think it's clear that they need a rebuild. Like I think it's
G certified, your mic is straight from Malawi, South Malawi.
wait, is it still bad?
Yeah, it seems like when you talk as if you're spitting on the mic.
It's choppy. It's very choppy. Oh, okay,
Uh,
I think I'll go in whilst he's fixing his mic. Now, the thing is, I think it's all to do with competition, right? Whereas the thing is this, right? If you look in the Premier League, and the last game showed it, that anyone can beat anyone,
Yeah.
right? Regardless of whether you're a big dog or you're not. The teams, they may not have the best squad depth, but their starting 11s are strong enough that they can pose a threat for any team, right? Whilst you go to La Liga, it's a foregone conclusion that the other team's starting 11 is way superior than this one here. So these team from the start, they're praying for a miracle, right? So it's that thing of whereby as much as you may not win the title, you will become a better footballer overall by playing for a mid-table team in the Premier League, which also gives you a better chance to maybe get a call up in your national team, because they see at the kind of level that you're competing week in, week out. So for a player's career, I feel now, especially at this moment, and the amount of money that's in the league, first, better competition, and you're probably going to get a higher salary. So,
And they're rubbing shoulders with better players.
exactly. So
Patrick, let's forget about the money at the end of the day. Okay, money is a bonus for the Premier League, yeah. But for me, overall, yeah, the Premier League is much competitive league than La Liga. La Liga, you're coming up against Cadiz, yeah, Levante, all of these, man. You could put Lukaku, yeah, and I guarantee you, Lukaku will probably score 30 goals against these Cadiz, man. Even the Lapt will probably score against Cadiz, Levante, all of this, or even me, I could score against Cadiz and all of these guys. That says how much it is. That league is dead. You could put me and I'll probably score 10 goals or even 15 goals against Cadiz.
Relax, Adam. Relax.
No, man, listen, no, Cadiz are useless. Cadiz, Levante, all of these ones, even Girona as well.
Okay, so guys, before we close, I really want to talk about this guy because
right, well,
this guy is moving. This guy is moving mad. Yeah, we can hear you a lot, but we can hear you better.
all right, that's okay.
Yeah, now we can hear you, man. This guy, Don, Adam, and GT. We're gonna close on this guy. This guy is talking mad, man. He's on TV saying they're telling him about the Man City interest. He's like, look, me going to Brighton, I wanted to have a good season so the big teams notice. Do you get my point? Like he's openly
Yeah.
saying it. Then he openly says, oh, but with teams like there's certain teams after they told him Man City, where when they come calling, you can't say no. Now this is the second time he's made a comment towards City. He's not denied it, saying
That's-
I'm here to stay at Brighton. This guy is twerking for us.
Listen,
Do you think it's true?
Patrick,
Whether
it's not
there's rumors that-
expected.
Huh?
Patrick, it's not expected. That's what I'm not surprised because listen, if a big club comes for you, looking for you, and offers you Champions League football, you're telling me you're not gonna stay at Brighton, and arguably, and especially when arguably the best manager in world football is calling you and wanting you, you will pack your bag and take an Uber then straight away. You know?
But you get my point. Is like it's becoming open now, and the way
Yeah.
he saw the video done, obviously it was in Spanish, but they were translating. But the way the guy was giddy, like he was happy. Not even, like when some players have been asked, they find it annoying. You know that because I've asked him 3 times now, so you find it annoying. The guy was giddy and happy. So, Don, what do you think? There's rumors that there's actually a deal in place that this guy has agreed terms, and this guy is coming.
it's not even surprising. I think context needs to be given so people understand the history of Cucurella. So basically, Cucurella is from the Barca Academy, right? So when Cucurella was coming through the ranks of La Masia, Pep was coaching that Barcelona team that was the best in the world. You understand? So somewhere in his mind or his family mind, they're like, no, it will be a dream to be coached by Pep. You understand? It doesn't make sense if you come from an academy of a big team and then your hopes end up being, no offense to Brighton, playing for Brighton. You understand? So he's acting. Hence he's being honest by saying that I went to Brighton because the thing is he was ignored at Barcelona because of Jordi Alba was at the peak of his powers. So they were like, no. There was also there's another guy called Grimaldo. I don't know if you know Grimaldo. I think he plays for Benfica or Porto. It was Cucurella and Grimaldo who came through the ranks, who was supposed to be the next big thing. Then Jordi Alba came through. Then that's how he ended up at Brighton. So seeing the football that he grew up, the football system that he grew up in, and that team calls you, come on, it's a dream of him. So for him, it's more like playing for the future Barcelona. That's how he probably sees City, and it's Guardiola, the coach which everyone admired or aspired to play under. So man, at the end of the day, people have to understand where City is in the eyes of the public. At the moment, I would say between us and Liverpool, we are the pinnacle of European football at the moment. I'm not saying legacy-wise, but at the moment, if you're a young player who wants to play an attractive brand of football, it's City that you're looking at, especially under Guardiola. You'll only improve as a player. If you come here for a season, you want to leave a better player. So for me, I feel it's a no-brainer.
Out of interest, thank you for that, Don, man. That's a good background information for people. Out of interest, G Certified. Do you think? Okay, G Certified is not here. I think his mic is struggling. So you guys, Adam and Don, do you think this guy is what we're looking for? Do you think let's remove this whole part that obviously he's twerking for us and there's rumors that this is the guy we're getting. But do you think if you saw him walk through the door, you'd be like, okay, we've finally got our left back?
From the stats that Carl has been showing me, that he has the most interceptions and some other stats that Carl was telling me about, it's impressed me that how for him being in that side, that Brighton side, he's able to get those stats in a sense. So I'm actually surprised. And so in a sense, those stats that Carl was explaining to me actually really surprised me for him to get them in that side. And also, I've watched a few videos of him where he looks decent. He looks not that bad. He has the pace and he has the strength as well. Both a benefit.
Okay, cool. So what about yourself, John? What do you think? Do you think this is the guy? If he walks in, you'd be like, finally, we have our left back.
No, I think he's perfect because of first his upbringing, right? He knows possession-based football because of his upbringing. Yeah. He's not slow. He's actually defensively good, which is something we've been lacking, especially on the left-hand side. Because if you see that comeback Madrid scored against us, they targeted Zinchenko's height, and that Rodrigo boy was coming from. Even if you see most of the goals that Zinchenko or Cancelo, the player comes from the blind side, and you not being a defender or defensively minded, you're not always on the lookout for that. Whereby if you have a defender, his first objective is to look, okay, where's my marker? That's positional space, positional play and whatnot. And also, he's not only that, he's good going forward, which if you saw when Zinchenko came on, having a left-footed fullback overlapping gives us a different dimension, which actually is what won us the game against Villa. So the fact that he is balanced and well all-rounded, man, I'm happy. I think we can only get better, and under Pep, you'll only get better attacking-wise. Because if you can do this for Brighton, which is a lesser team, so imagine when he's surrounded with better players. I only see him going up.
So yeah, that would be great. And for the fact that you say that he came from the Barcelona system, it means that this kid will be something. This kid will be something. Let's just read a comment here. It says in one of games, Rodri, Phillips, Kalvin Phillips 4-2-3-1 with Haaland up top could give us more robust cup team. Yeah, that's true. I actually agree with this, man. What do you guys think? That in a one-off game, let's say we're doing Champions League with Phillips and Rodri and De Bruyne, or maybe just one of the guys, like let's say Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, would give us a more stable cup team, isn't it?
It depends, Patrick. It depends on which team you're coming up against. So it depends on the team that you're coming up against. If it's a tough team, then you should play that system. But if it's a team that you're able to get past, then I feel like the system is not great. for that.
No. What I'll add is this. I think with Phillips, it allows us to play Gundogan and KDB. Because the thing is this: whenever you have Rodri and Gundogan, it's a problem defensively because of the turnover, and that's why you need Bernardo there for his legs. Whereby whether it's the perfect game for Bernardo or not, you have to play him because you are forced off that transition. Whereby with Phillips, Phillips gives us more steel, and the fact that you said he can tackle, so because the thing is this: Rodri is not quick enough to make those tactical fouls that Fernandinho was best known for, right? Because at times, because that used to kill counterattacks, it used to remove the sting out of games. And as much as Bernardo is good, not Bernardo, I mean Gundogan is good for dictating the tempo. You kind of it's suicide to have Gundogan and Bernardo together defensively, because if you watch many games that actually we considered a lot of goals, you will see that combination there. So I think Phillips gives us more dimension of having more combinations, and in these kind of games you need defensive solidarity, and we saw it against Madrid. You need players in the middle who are quick enough to every now and again to just kill this, just to remove the sting of the game, and I think Phillips gives us that edge.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So, thank you for coming on, Don, man. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, G Certified. Thank you, Veta. I know the other guys had to leave. Thank you, Adam, as always. But Don, man, always appreciate you, man. You're always welcome. The door is open. Whenever you're free, you can jump on, man. I love your input. I was telling the lads the other day that we were winding Madrid fans. we were winding up Madrid fans, and I saw the clip. Did you see the clip? It got a bit intense.
Yeah, no, they had no chance, man. They had no chance.
But that time it were for the taking. You know, when somebody's on the lowest moment and they're vulnerable, you're like, yeah, this is time to
Now
play.
we go.
Yeah.
No problem. Whenever I'm available, I'll eat you up, and yeah.
Okay, cool. But I appreciate it, man. So King Riata says, best new Man City podcast. Love it. Keep pushing, guys. Thank you, man. We love your support. We love everybody's support. Thank you for that great stream by Daniel. Yeah, thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you very much, everybody. McLovin, thank you very much. This guy, I didn't see your comment. How you doing? How you doing, man? How you doing? Everybody who was in the chat, Doug, Don Smoke was also in the chat. Skills was in the chat. We can talk about who else was here. Big Morgan was in the chat. YSK was in the chat. Katuta was in the chat. Big up to all of you guys. Charlie, as always, appreciate you, man. Appreciate the videos you sent us all the way from the Etihad. Guys, we thank all of you. We'll be trying to do pre-season videos, transfer videos. We'll be trying, if we get time, we'll be doing them. But we appreciate the support. Adam, the channel started with you being one of the first subscribers. Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Don, Adam was actually the first guy who subscribed to my channel, which is quite funny now. He's part of the
And I've still not been paid for it.
Shut so now we've actually moved to 805 subscribers. At the beginning of the year, I remember we were just on 15, hustling. But guys, this is because of you guys, because of the team. I appreciate it, because of everybody. Kawa Peak Points, Veta Games, all of you, G Certified, everybody who's been on the channel, appreciate it. Adi, Ty, yeah, there's been a lot of people on the channel so far in a short time. Kam, who's our regular Liverpool fan who comes on and has got a very unbiased opinion. Doug, shout out to you, man. I hope Doug, Don, something about Doug, man. I give him respect. During the AFCON, right? Doug was the only one, and he's not even from Africa, was the only one who covered every single game. Can you imagine? Every AFCON game. Amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah. So, guys, man, don't smoke. Until next time, guys. Adam, peace.
Cheers, guys.
Please take care.